Hello, we are back today with a buy, sell, and hold video for Dragons of Tarkir. So, the first card we're going to start off with is Anafenza, Kintree Spirit. So, as you can probably see by the card, Anafenza has died and then come back to life as a Spirit Soldier. This card is currently around $2.50, and I actually think that's the perfect place for where it is. In fact, I think it's a little bit undervalued. I'm probably going to try to pick up another 3 or 4 of these, just because I think it could possibly have a big effect on Standard, and I definitely think it will see some play in Modern. I think Melira Pod is, well, now that Pod is banned, I think it will go great in those decks. Next up, we have Running Volley. At a single red, instant speed, and it can't be countered by spells or abilities, dealing 4 damage to target white or blue creature is extremely powerful. While I don't think it will be seeing as much play in Standard as I do think it will in Modern, this card is just so good. It gets rid of Deceiver Exarch, it helps shut down Splinter Twin strategies, and I just think the fact that it's better than Combust and a mana less, it's so good. And it's currently around 43 cents right now. There are always a couple uncommons in every set that people have to keep their hands on. This is one of those cards. I'm going to be just grabbing as many as I can. They're not going to be super expensive. At the end of drafts, if people leave them behind, you want to grab these. These are going to go up in price. I say sideboardable in Modern, probably be $1 to 2 max. That's where it will end up. Next, we have Secure the Waste. Instant speed, 1 white, and X, put X 1/1 white warrior creature tokens onto the battlefield. This card is currently sitting around $3.30, $3.27. It's very good. It doesn't matter how much play it will see in Standard, even though I think it will see a lot. I think the perfect time to buy this card is right now, and I would say that just because I think as white decks are starting to get more played, white control decks, its price will go up. And you want to get it now because it will go up for a little while in Standard, but when it rotates out, it will also go up and stay up because of Modern. This card will see play in white control decks, as well as I think it will see some play in EDH, and EDH cards always retain some value. Buy it now. I think it's a little bit undervalued, but still, get your hands on them. Next is probably my favorite card from all of Dragons of Tarkir. That card is Silumgar's Scorn. Instant speed, and it's basically counterspell. Its only drawback is that you have to reveal a dragon card from your hand, or you have to control a dragon card, and then it's just 2 mana, 2 blue, hard counter. Otherwise, it's basically a force spike. You play it, they have to pay 1. If they can't, then of course, it's countered. It's currently $1. Let me just say that again. It's currently $1. Counterspell was so played when it's in Standard. It's still even played in Legacy. This card will see so much play in Modern, it's unbelievable. In fact, I think this card could make a whole nother type of control deck. It's just 2 mana counterspell. There's a reason why there's no straight up counterspell in Modern. This card is as close as we're gonna get. $1 is way too cheap. It's probably gonna be like $2, $2.50. This card is amazing. Next we have Sarkis Triumph. 2 colorless, red, instant, Dragon Tutor. Let's just put it like that. This card's very good. It could see some Standard play. I don't think it will be seeing any Modern play. But here's the thing. EDH is very popular right now, and it will be increasingly popular. Its foil, and this is really why I included it on this list, is just $3. This card, by the time I think that Dragons of Tarkir is out of Standard, its foil will be close to 8. You want to get these foils. I wouldn't say that you trade for them exactly, but you make sure that when you see one, you get it now. You don't want to wait another week or so. Get them now, get them in your collection. They're good. The next card we're going to talk about is what I think is arguably the strongest card in all of Dragons of Tarkir. 3 colorless, a green, instant. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Put up to 2 creature cards with the converted mana cost, 3 or less, from among them, onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Oh my god. This is incredible. This is Wizards basically saying, we're not going to give you Bloodbraid Elf, but we're going to see what it would be like if it wasn't Standard, if it wasn't Modern, because they aren't going to unban it right away. They got to test the waters. Instant speed, this card is so good. More importantly though, this is going to take the void of Birthing Pod. The deck is not going to be as effective, but this is the start of people who are going to, this is going to be a main card that people are going to start to brew with. They're going to start to see, all right, Birthing Pod wasn't always a thing. Let's see how we can remake this deck in a new way, in the new modern. We already have Anafenza, which is a great card. Collective Company, I can just see Malira Company, they'll probably call it. I can see it back in modern anytime. Moreover, this card is not too expensive just yet. It's currently sitting at around $4.20, $4.16. I could see that by the time it rotates out, by the time it starts getting played modern, $8 easily. About where Birthing Pod should have been before it was $11. Buy it. Next, Odutai's command, 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue, instant, choose 2. Return target card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You gain 4 life, counter target creature spell, or draw a card. This card is very good, and more importantly, it's only $2, $1.98. It needs to be seeing more play. In fact, when it was first spoiled, there was so much hype around this card. People were saying, oh, this is the second coming of Cryptic. Cryptic's back in standard, all this stuff. And while it is slightly worse, because you can't just hard counter draw a card, I actually think it's better, in fact. In Modern right now, there are a tremendous amount of burn decks, and so to be able to play life gain main board, gaining 4 life especially, that basically says, okay, I'll counter a lightning bolt, and then I'll gain 4 life, and I'll gain 1 after you cast another. This card's so good. $2 is way too cheap. I'm going to say $5. Buy him. Such a good card. And now we get to the Dino, Deathmist Raptor. 1 colorless, 2 green, Lizard Beast, Death Touch, 3/3. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, you may return Deathmist Raptor from your graveyard to the battlefield, face up or face down. It also has Megamorph for 4 colorless and a green. This card's $18. How is this card $18, guys? How is it $18? It's a really good card, I get that, but 18 is just way too much. This is not going to be seeing play in Modern, I don't think at least. It will be seeing some play in Standard, but you know what? This card is good right now. When Battle for Zendikar comes into Standard and you have all these big Eldrazi and all these big things, I don't think it's going to be as good. That's just me personally. It's a good card. $18 is too much. Sell them now if you really want to get them back later. You can always resell. Sell them for 18 now. Pick them back up when they're 12. This is just really early release hype, and they'll go back down, don't worry. Next card we have is Shore Crasher Elemental. 3 blue, creature elemental, tap a blue, blink it. You can also pay 1 colorless, 1 of any color, to give it either +1/-1 or -1/+1. It's a 3/3 with Megamorph for 4 colorless and a blue. This card is currently $4.30, and this is my hold right now for this set. Just a bit of warning, I was always a big fan of Blue Devotion, and I think this might be the card that gets it back into Standard. While it will be a short run, and I do understand that, I just think that this card is really good for the time being, and it's going to go up. I think $4.30 is a little bit low right now. It's not going to stay that way. I would say save it for a week or two. Hopefully, I'm praying we get a Mono Blue Devotion in a top 8 somewhere on an open series or a GP, and then it will go up and you can sell it, because this is not going to be good in Modern.